Here we go. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Hoka Clifton 7. Where is it? There it is. The Hoka Clifton 7 full review. We made it past 50 miles. There it is on your screen. I think we're like 51 miles in the Clifton 7. So it's time for that full review. But double trouble today. I'm in catch-up mode with a high volume of, like we talked about yesterday, high volume of running right now, summer 2020. I'm running through a lot of shoes, so I'm getting a little bit behind on the full review of running shoes. So this vlog publishes, as you know, every morning, 5 a.m. my time, which is mountain time. But today, we're gonna do a second video, double trouble, Ultra Torin 4.5 Plush. All right, there it is, Ultra Torin 4.5 Plush, which is gonna publish, yes, in about 15 minutes, so about 5:15 a.m. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Lots of intriguing thoughts between both of these shoes to be shared in both vlogs today. All right, let's dive into it. Here we go. 5mm drop from heel to toe in the Hoka Clifton 7, okay? And this is, I'll say right now, available August 2020. I think I read August 1st it's gonna be released. So coming up very soon, actually. It's amazing, it's July. So in the next 3 or 4 weeks, you'll be able to get your hands on the Hoka Clifton 7. We're looking at 29mm stack height in the heel, 24mm in the forefoot. So I'm gonna say, I mean, you could make the argument that it's not quite in the maximalist category, but I think it is high to maximalist. I mean, the cushion, okay. The softness of the midsole is, yes, like butter. Just like, I mean, it is such a soft. In fact, I will say it's gonna be in the mid 90s in Denver all week. And the midsole, like, I don't know if it's just the temperatures. Like, I just ran in them this morning, the Clifton 7s, and like that midsole is extra soft right now. I think the warmer temperatures, plus the fact that I just ran in this shoe. Anyway, so that midsole is a 5mm drop from heel to toe. For the weight, 8.7 ounces or 246 grams. And yes, good work, Hoka. It did lose 0.3 ounces from the Clifton 6. That's what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, I was not able to find the women's size 8 weight. I apologize, but in my size is usually very similar, comparable to the women's size 8. So in my size, we're looking at 8.08 or 8.04 ounces, which is 228 grams for the Hoka Clifton 7. And as I'm always saying in the studio, I always love when running shoe companies are able to keep the same weight from the previous year's iteration, or maybe just trim off a little bit, and that's what Hoka was able to do with the Clifton 7. And onto the upper, the top of the shoe that wraps around your foot. I gotta say, I don't know if this is my #1 point on the upper, but the breathability is amazing. They nailed it. Lots of good airflow, especially like today. Like I already said, 90 degrees out there Fahrenheit, 90 degrees Fahrenheit in Denver. And it's just hot. It's just, you know, it's hot summer months in the northern hemisphere. So this shoe did great in the warmer temps. But I gotta say, the collar and the heel counter is probably my favorite feature of the upper on the Clifton 7. Very reminiscent, and this is, like I said in the first impression vlog, it's becoming more and more of a trend. This heel flare, what some people call the elf flare on the back of the shoe. So this is the heel counter, the back of the shoe. This is the heel tab, okay, right there at the top. But a lot of shoes usually cut off right about here, but New Balance and Nike have both started incorporating these heel flares at the back. I like it. It felt secure. The heel pocket was really secure. No moving in the heel. So very, very good work there, Hoka. I'm enjoying this heel flare, what is also known as the heel tab on the back of the shoe. Semi-gusseted tongue, okay, so that helps. Keep the tongue locked on top of your foot just a little bit. I like that. And I will say maybe one little drawback to the upper is a little bit of a loosey-goosey lacing system through the eyelet chain. I didn't feel, like I felt locked down, but it just felt a little sloppy. I'll just put, you know what it reminded me of? The New Balance Beacon V1 or V2 even. They both just, I feel like the eyelet chain could have a little more something to it, a little more uniformity, like a little more structure to that eyelet chain. So, but it's very, very small drawback on the upper. All right, overall, very, very good work, Hoka Clifton 7 on the upper. Onto that 5mm drop, EVA midsole, mostly unchanged, okay? If you liked the feel and the ride of the Clifton 6, you're probably gonna like the Clifton 7, mostly unchanged. And again, that durometer test, whoa, 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 whoa. See how much it's given there? Like, it is a very, very soft shoe. Absolutely the upper left-hand corner of the running shoe matrix, like soft. And I'm just gonna say right now, easy day shoe for me, okay? Not responsive, not, you know, it had an, actually, you know, I remember my first run, I was able to hold like 7:05 pace in the shoe. So it, you know, it can go fast, but it's just not the most responsive shoe out there. Absolutely gonna be the easy day rider for me when I just wanna, frankly, chill out, baby my legs a little bit, and enjoy a nice soft ride on pavement or buffed out creek paths or dirt paths that are really, really packed down nice and hard. So great ride through the midsole, absolutely loving it for the easy days. And real quick on the bottom of the shoe, the outsole, lots of exposed EVA with a little bit of rubber through the heel and the forefoot. They nailed it. They absolutely nailed it as far as not having too much rubber, which yes, increases the weight of the shoe. I love it. And everyone, after 51 miles exactly, I am not seeing much wear and tear. Very impressed. Like, this is a good sign. A little bit on the EVA, the exposed EVA right here through the midfoot. And I realize 51 miles is not very far, but sometimes, what was the shoe? Was it the Clifton Edge? And by the way, I'm not taking the Clifton Edge to 50 miles. I think I mentioned that after the first impression. I did not like the heel flare in the back of the Clifton Edge, whereas the Clifton 7 made it to 50 miles like pretty quickly. I think it was, 10 days or so. So I'm very excited about this outsole, the fact that it's not wearing down too quickly despite the exposed EVA. Fit and comfort, true to size, no issues, and the shoe did not feel too narrow through the toe box or the midfoot. True to size for me. Comfort of the upper, pretty epic. I'm actually gonna say basically plush through the heel collar and the wrapping around the ankle, heel counter. Maybe, not the most cushioned upper, but it's not bad for that weight class especially. And then the ride, as far as comfort of the ride, just comfortable, soft, easy on the legs type of ride, what I've already said. On to my positive and drawback of the Clifton 7. My drawback first, I don't have one. This is a good sign. My only little asterisk is gonna be maybe the resiliency of that midsole. How will it do after, let's say, 300 miles? And I'll give my durability prediction right now. I'm gonna stick with that 300 to 400 mile range, okay? That's so not the furthest out there, but given the fact that the midsole is so soft, that's not too bad. Okay, positive is absolutely the fact that Hoka was able to drop the weight of the shoe from 2019 to 2020. I love that. Keep innovating like that, Hoka, and I think this shoe is going to continue to be one of the most popular daily training Hoka shoes on the marketplace, or for me, that classic easy day rider. How will I use the shoe? Who's it best for? Price point, here we go. Of course, easy days. Who's it best for? Soft landing, 100%. If you just like to just take a nice easy day every now and then, we're just babying those legs, and $130. Not available quite yet. Again, early August. But if you love the Clifton 6, it is available down below. And I'm wondering what that price drop will be. In fact, I'll put on the screen right now what the Clifton 6 is. Boom. Okay, there's the price. I think is it $109 right now? It's definitely come down, I do believe. But it looks like the price point will be $130 for the Clifton 7. And on to that final score of the Clifton 7. 8.1. 8.1. Anything over 8 is a really good score for me. Good work, Clifton. Clifton 7, I appreciate it. I really do, especially, running 100+ mile weeks every now, like today, every now and then. It's just nice to chill out and have a nice soft landing. There you go. Question of the day. This has nothing to do with running shoes. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic and if I'm just like reflecting back on life more, but I've been thinking a lot about, in fact, True Love and I, we've been listening to a lot of music from the 90s. So we've been connecting to our middle school and high school days back in the 90s. So here we go. Question of the day. I love this. Question of the day. What is your favorite movie from the 90s, okay? The entire 90s. What is your favorite movie? It was, if you really think back on it, I think the 90s was a great decade. Even like, I feel like the 90s used to get a really bad rap with respect to music. But if you go back and listen to some of it, like, there is some bad music, absolutely, but there's some music that's just actually pretty good from the 90s. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. That's the question of the day. Hoka Clifton 7, and yes, Ultra Touring 4.5 plush, publishing in about 5 or 10 minutes. All right, here we go. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.